I have repeatedly and publicly condemned the Iranian government in killing Muslims in Syria, Iraq, and elsewhere. Now you condemn the UAE and Saudi in their role in killing Muslims in Sudan and elsewhere. If you refuse to do so, we all know what that means. So then he says to someone else, brother Taro Wheel says, Adnan, I'm a huge fan of your work. Why aren't you replying to this message? I'm starting to think Hayraju is telling the truth about you. And then Adnan says, I've responded multiple times. Can't do it for everyone under every post. I have made myself clear that I condemn all crimes committed by all people at all times. That means all crimes. It doesn't matter who does it. I don't defend any government in the world, unlike Daniel. And then he says to me, why do you continue to prostitute yourself to Iranian establishment? You can't deceive people anymore. Everyone knows your deep love for the Iranian regime. I do not serve any government agenda like you do. I am free and will remain so. I condemn all crimes. Yeah, and then you're so free that you can't even say the words UAE. You can't even condemn the UAE government or MBZ. That's how free you are. Like, imagine the deflection. Like, I condemn all crimes by all people, real and theoretical. That's like someone coming up to you and saying, well, do you condemn Israel? Do you condemn the IDF for the genocide, the atrocities? And your response is, I condemn all crimes by anyone, anywhere. So, such an obvious deflection, such an obvious... Like, who do you think you're fooling? Like, so this guy has no self-awareness. He has absolutely no self-awareness. And... He's getting absolutely cooked in the comments. So then he continues to escalate. So clearly he's having a meltdown, and he starts posting this. Hypocrite Rafid are now playing a new game. They're trolling Muslim accounts, asking everyone to condemn Gulf involvement in Sudan. These are the same people who were sleeping when Iran was committing genocides in the Middle East. We are different. We condemn all crimes. Okay, so this is, again, his only response is to accuse others of being silent on Iran, when that's demonstrably false. Like, it's demonstrably false that I'm quiet on Iran, when in the reply to your tweet, I condemn Iran. Not only have I done it in the past, here's a refresher for you, Adnan, as a response to your dishonesty, to your lie. Here it is again, and he still pretends like there's no condemnation, and I'm applying a standard to him that I don't apply to myself. So this is what the hypocrite Rafida are doing. They're trolling Muslim accounts. This is trolling, like calling out the UAE is trolling, like pointing out how a allegedly Muslim government is attacking Sudan and committing atrocities through a proxy force of the RSF. It is trolling to call that out, to defend the Sudanese Muslims from this foreign intervention. That's trolling to you, Adnan. So this is quite disgusting. And then he wants to make it clear, very clear. Before I get attacked, before the Rafida trolls turn up and ask me where we condemn crimes in Sudan, I do it again. I condemn all criminals, Sudanese and foreign, Arab and non-Arab, for killing any innocent people in Sudan. If this is not enough, then die in your rage. Yeah, it's not enough, Adnan. It's not enough. Because again, you have been posting nonstop against Iran. When it comes to Iran, you are condemning Iran very explicitly by name, calling out their officials by name, dedicating videos, dedicating tweet after tweet after tweet to condemning them by name, because allegedly you can have so much concern for Muslim lives. You have so much concern for dead Muslims. So you feel the obligation to call out Iran by name. Iran is at fault here. At that time, you don't say, oh, I condemn all crimes. I condemn every crime that has ever been committed ever by anyone. At that time, you're very specific. You're very specific about who you condemn, to such an extent that when the Palestinians say that, yeah, we also condemn Iran for these crimes against Syrians and Iraqis, but we need to ally with them against Israel. When the Palestinians say that, you called them fools. Remember that? You are condemning that's the extent of your specificity, that even when other Muslims like the Palestinians, like Hamas, are joining hands with Iran, you go out of your way to even condemn the Palestinians and to call them fools, to call them idiots for working with Iran. That's the nature of your specificity and your targeted attack against Iran. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Make all these claims about Iran, a lot of which are completely baseless, and I challenged you on, like your ridiculous claim that Iran has killed 10 times more Muslims than Israel. No, citation needed, no actual receipts posted And I challenged you that, and I challenged to debate you, and you ran away. You refused to debate that kind of claim. But putting all of that aside, where's the consistency? Why are you not speaking out against the UAE with the same specificity? Suddenly, when the Gulf is mentioned, or the Gulf is complicit in killing Muslims, where's your concern for the Sudanese Muslims? Is it because they're black? Is it because they're black Africans and suddenly you don't have any more specificity? You're not explicit anymore. You retreat to generality. Oh, I condemn all crimes ever. It's a very obvious deflection. So it starts, even I'm starting to wonder, like, what do they have on you, Adnan? Like, is this like an Epstein situation? Like, do they have blackmail on you? Like, what have you been doing? Or is it just purely financial? Like, is it financial? Is it blackmail? Is it both? Because this is just unacceptable. This is just shocking. And I asked him explicitly, I say, do you have business interests in the UAE? Be honest. Be honest. Do you have any? So then, rather than answer, he says, do you have muta interests in Iran? Be honest. I'm sure muta can be organized for you in the US. I've never defended any government. You do. How much do the mullahs pay you? I have no business interest anywhere in the world. I'm not playing your Rafidi game. So this is how vile Adnan Rashid is. Like, he turns it into something sexual, like muta interests. Like, this is very low, and this is gutter mind of Adnan. And then also calling me Rafidi, as we'll see. Because Adnan considers the Shia to be kafir. He considers them to be kuffar. So when he calls me Rafidi and he says Daniel is a Shi, he's takfiring me. Adnan is explicitly takfiring me when he calls me Rafidi. So, and then accusing me of muta, and this is qatf. This is basically qatf that he is pushing, and the punishment for qatf is 80 lashes, by the way, in Islam, and according to the Sharia, according to the Quran. But anyway, this is... This is all he can't say UAE. He can't condemn them. So it's got to be business interest. It's got to be blackmail. There's got to be some reason, that he can't say it. He says, he's talking about me again. This Assad apologist cares about either Sudan, neither Sudan nor Palestine. He is doing the bidding for Iran. He is well exposed, agent provocateur, and has an army of bots and trolls funded by Iran. Every accusation is a confession, am I right? Do not take any of his political commentary seriously. There is no benefit of the doubt. So he's clipping like something talking about me. So I don't care about Sudan or Palestine. Does the Palestinian resistance care about Palestine? Because it's the Palestinian resistance that first said we have to ally with Iran. It's the Palestinian resistance who said that. So do the Palestinians not care about Palestine? They don't care about themselves? I mean, that's literally what Israel says. Israel says that Hamas and the Palestinian resistance are just proxies of Iran, and they don't actually care about the Palestinian people. They're just agents of Iran, and they're willing to do whatever for their own benefit, even if that means sacrificing the Palestinian people. This is the propaganda coming from Unit 8200. It's coming from the Israeli Foreign Ministry. This is what they're pumping out on all of social media and even mainstream media to depict the Palestinian resistance as an agent or proxy of Iran, as opposed to an authentic Palestinian cause or organization. Adnan takes literally the same exact script and he applies it to me. He says, I'm an Iranian agent. I don't care about the Palestinians. I'm just a proxy for Iran. Okay, Adnan, if I'm a proxy, then Hamas, then these Palestinian resistance groups, they're also proxies for Iran because they're saying the exact same thing. They're calling for the same exact kind of alliance. And I have no doubt that if Adnan Rashid were on a live stream with me, just like last time he was, I'd be able to easily pin him again and force him to say that Hamas and the Palestinian resistance are not only fools, they're not only idiots, that's what he said last time, but also that they're just proxies for Iran and they don't care about Palestinian lives. I could easily get that out of him. Because, that's what happens when you have a low IQ person. You can just talk circles around them. But this is shocking, right? If you, not just Daniel, anyone who says that, hey, we need a pan-Islamic alliance, Muslims need to work together, whether it's Iran, whether it is Syria, whether it's Jordan, whether it's Lebanon, whether it's Saudi, whether it's UAE, whether it's Morocco, whether it's Egypt, all the Muslim countries, whether it's Pakistan, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, all the Muslim countries need to work together to fight for Islam and for Muslim interests. If you say that, that means you're an agent of Iran. That means you're an Islamist. You're an Islamist, and this is a threat to who? Remember what we just said about Islamism being the main threat to who? And Israel, what does Israel want to do? It wants to discredit Islamism. It wants to present Islamism as terrorism. It wants to present Islamism as being like an Iranian psyop. And suddenly you have all these Wahhabis, like Adnan Rashid, like these sectarians, like Jumas, for example, who come out of the woodwork to tell us that if you want a pan-Islamic alliance with Iran, that means you're an agent of Iran. What a coincidence. What a coincidence that the messaging is so perfectly aligned. What an amazing coincidence that is. That the IDF and literal IDF generals like General Adare Avcay or Avicay Adre of the Arabic-speaking spokesperson for the IDF, and Adnan Rashid and Jake, Fareed, Jumas, all of these losers, they all have the same messaging. Is that coincidence? Do you think that's a coincidence or not? As I did MBZ give you 7,000 to post this? Did he respond to that? No. Next, then he goes further. Adnan says, I declare that Hayraju is a 12er Shi'i Rafidi. He was never Sunni and only pretended to be one to deceive the Muslims by taqiyya. He is in fact an Assad apologist and an Iranian agent, fueling sectarian strife. I'm fueling sectarian strife. When I say we need to have alliance, I'm the sectarian. Prove me wrong by making a detailed video on 12er shirk. So then I respond by just giving a outline. Daniel says, can you condemn the UAE for supporting RSF mass rape and slaughter? Adnan says, condemn Iran. Daniel says, okay, I condemn Iran. Now your turn. Condemn the UAE. Adnan says, you're Shia. You're Shia. You're Rafidi. You're doing taqiyya. This is like the craziest meltdown. And like I said, this is takfir. He considers Shia to be kafir, mushriks. So he's takfiring me. Can you imagine? Like, just on the basis of asking him to condemn mass rape and mass killing of Muslims, he has to takfir me.